thank you, Mr. President, for your interesting and very time-conscious comments. It's one of the most promptly finishing talks within the time frame that I've experienced in a while, so thank you very much. But very interesting comments, I think, on all of the subjects you mentioned. There are some questions I would perhaps ask about your feelings about some of the issues that impact on Somali sovereignty in relation to piracy and security and so on. But I'm sure that many people have their own questions, so I'm going to leave it to you to ask them. I'm assuming that with a large crowd, we're going to have a lot of people that do want to ask questions. So I'm going to take them in groups of 3, and I'll work around the room. The first 3, you had your hand up there, I'll take yours, and then over there.
Khalid Deep, Citation Police Forum. Thank you, President, for your presentation today. I'm interested to have your background on Al-Shabaab. Where do you think their funding is coming from? Because they seem to be doing a lot of activities. And what's their actual force, not only in Puntland, but in Somalia generally? What's your intelligence on this? And what's your reaction to the recent incursion of the Kenyan government sending troops into Somalia? How do you feel about that?
Thank you. I should have said before, thank you very much for introducing yourselves. Please do tell us what your name is and what your affiliation is.
Yes. Thank you. My name is Abdulaziz Ali Ibrahim Fadlan, author and commentator of the Somali politics. Thank you very much, Mr. President. First of all, very warm welcome, and thank you for being with us here in Chatham House. Today, the first question that I would like to ask you is, do you think, Mr. President, the presence or the intervention of the international force in and out of the Somali waters is not productive and useful source to stop the so-called Somali piracy? Thank you very much.
Thank you. And there was one gentleman over here.
No, I don't have a question, but I have some comments, and it will be very brief. If you are
brief.
All right. Pardon?
Brief.
Oh, thank you very much. I thank you very much, Mr. Chairman and the President Abdullahi Abdurrahman. So welcome to London, and it was very interesting comment that you have made it. My comment is so brief.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yes. My name is Muhammad Hashigal from Somali Nation State Party. So the first thing is, it is very difficult to differentiate, separate all the forces from the sovereignty and the state, plus the problem that exists today. It is impossible to fight against the pirates. What Abdurrahman said, he said, well, they fight the pirates, but it is very difficult to fight the pirates before the establishment, restoration of peace, and re-establishment of Somali state. That has taken, it is national responsibility and its international obligations. And that question should be, goes to the exactly comment to the international community, which supports the, giving the legitimacy and regulation to the Somali government. The second thing is, the question raised, gentlemen, about the incursion of the Kenya to the Somali territory. It has been said and written in the WikiLeaks, and that's been written again in Kenya Daily Nation, that the Kenyans want to access to take 6 regions of the southern Somalia, annex, and that the Ethiopian President Prime Minister is against.
Is that your question?
How you see it? It will be productive or counterproductive, that incursion of the Kenyans when they go deep down to Somalia, and what is the final strategy of it? That's my question.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we have questions about funding for Al-Shabaab, the effectiveness of the international force in Somali waters, and the final question there about the Kenyan insurgent and
well, I think the main point focuses on the sovereignty of Somalia and the incursion of Kenya, and some comments on the pirates. The pirates of Somalia, first of all, is a criminal organization. which doesn't link its activities within Somalia. It crosses the borders and reaches at the high seas international water to harm and disrupt the international trade all over the world. It comes even to the Somali, close to the Somali ports, to disrupt also the trade flow in and out of Somalia. Somalia alone cannot fight that Somalia and eradicate without international assistance. Everybody knows that international marine forces are off the coast of Somalia, but they are not mandated to fight the pirates on the shore or to shoot them while they hijack a ship, a commercial vessel, unarmed commercial, and the hostages keep them for more than 1 year in some cases, asking for ransom. This is become an international problem. It's not limited to a Somali problem. It is an abuse of human rights that everybody talks about all the time. So, combined effort of international community and the Somalis, as far as they are capable, is needed there to eradicate it. Otherwise, you cannot eradicate it. We know that the pirates have eroded our culture, our religion. They introduced what was unknown culture, alcohol drink, drugs, prostitution, you name it. Everything that Somali people never experienced and were shameful of it. So if we ask an international intervention in the fight against us, in association with the local administrations, the Somali administration, it is a rightful activity to fight the violence and eradicate. As far as concerns the intervention of Kenyans or otherwise other countries into the Somali sovereignty is there. I often hear that some people supporting the Al-Shabaab asking for withdrawal of the AMISOM forces from Mogadishu. That proposition indicated that some people are supporting Al-Shabaab in a direct way. One is those forces are evacuating Mogadishu. The Al-Shabaab will take over Mogadishu, the port, the icon, the port, the presidential palace, and the airport. And one is that is done. The whole Somali is gone. The Al-Shabaab fighters are not all Somalis. They include highly sophisticated foreign fighters, foreign terrorists, coming from all parts of the world. You name it, including even our neighbors. Many of them are from Kenya, the coastal regions of Kenya, Tanzania, Zanzibar. Many are Ethiopians too. So what is, you accept that foreign fighters perpetrate whatever they want to kill the Somalis, to commit terrorist attacks, to avoid that any administration gets established in Somalia. Why you are always talking about that every time that a genuine assistance from a neighboring country to those who are fighting Al-Shabaab in their own constituency and neighborhood, in their own constituency and regions, is that an indirect support of Al-Shabaab? Is a question that I might ask myself and also to the audience. I welcome the intervention of Kenyans to support the community, the militia fighters who intended to liberate the Juba land area, particularly Kismayo and its neighbors, and all the way to the central Somalia if they can. Thank you.
That was fairly unequivocal on the Kenyan and the incursion in this piracy. But what about Al-Shabaab funding? The question from over there about where the money is coming from.
There are a lot of people who believe that Al-Shabaab is funded by a number of countries for political purposes. I don't want to name any, but a lot of people believe that. We do know that many businessmen, Somali businessmen, and foreign businessmen, support them within the country and outside the country. They send the goods to the major markets, the major towns in Mogadishu, Ismail, even Bosaso, maybe Berbera too, to sell the goods and give the cash to the Americans. They are funded indirectly. Sometimes they also, by menacing the businessman to pay not much money, unless they kill them, they pay the money. So there are different sources of funding the Al-Shabaab. From outside the country, within the country, through the private sector, and many other items. They also collect the taxes in Ismail. One is Ismail is overtaken by any Kenyans or other Somali forces. So we lose a big review in that area. So there are efforts to diminish dramatically.